Hi students, welcome back. Coming to the next topic in Java programming language is exceptional handling. So this is a very important. From here onwards it will be very useful for the advanced programming language, Java advanced programming language. So from exception handling onwards, try to concentrate on the topic so that the advanced Java programming language becomes very easy for you. It's sure. Okay, so now try to understand what is this exceptional handling. Actually, exception handling is related to errors. Let me write it is related to errors. So we know that what is an error. First of all, error is a programming mistake. Okay, error we call it as a programming mistake. Generally, there are three types of errors. One is the compile time error, runtime error, and the logical errors. So these are the three different types of errors. While we are writing the programs, we will come across these three terms: compile time errors, runtime error, logical error. Compile time errors means these errors are nothing but the syntax errors. Whenever there is a syntax error in the syntax mistake is there in the program, then the compile time errors will be occurred. Means suppose if you miss the semicolon or quotations or something like open brace, you miss the closing brace. So like that means a syntax errors. If any syntax errors are there, then the compile time error will be occurred. Then what about the runtime error? Runtime errors is nothing but the exceptions. That means what do you understand from this point? We are going to learn about the runtime errors. Runtime errors are nothing but the exception. Then what about the logical errors? Logical errors means does not show error. Actually, it doesn't show error. Then what is the use of this logical error? If it doesn't show error, the programmer output may be wrong. Okay, the program output may be wrong. Means your writing is something and it will display something, means you had written some logical mistake. So that's why whatever you are expecting, that is not coming as an output. So that type of errors you call it as a logical errors. So three types of error is a programming mistake. So if you miss any syntax, means any any syntax errors are there, then you call it as a compile time error. Any exceptions are there in the program, then you call it as a runtime errors. And if the program output, you are not getting exact output whatever expecting, that means you have done some logical errors. Okay, so exception means what now? It is a runtime errors. All runtime errors, whatever runtime errors are there, all those runtime errors you call it as an exception. All exceptions are classes in Java. This is important. Whatever the exceptions, all runtime error exceptions, those exceptions are classes in Java. So in Java programming, a predefined exception classes are there. Whenever a program is done written something mistake, like means it is showing any exception, it will call those related exception. I'll explain what is that also. Don't get confused. But you have to remember that all exceptions are classes in Java. So actually there are some keywords are there. The following keywords we used in exceptional handling. Okay, exception is there. How you are going to handle the exception? One thing you have to remember that you are not supposed to overcome the error. You are just handling the errors by using exception. That is what exception handling. If any error is occur, how to handle, that is the thing. You are not overcome the mistake, means you are just trying to handle the exception so that your program will run smoothly. Your program has to run smoothly. So that is the thing. No hanging, nothing will happen. So if you handle the exceptions carefully, then there is no any type of delays in the program, executing the program. So that is what the exception handling. So we will use some keywords to handle the exceptions. That is try, catch, throw, throws, finally. These are the 5 keywords generally used in the exceptional handling. Okay, mostly we will go for the try and catch blocks. The syntax of try and catch block is The program has to be written. The try, start with the try, open braces. So here what you are going to write? Here you are writing the task code. Whatever the task code is there, that you have to write within the try block. Okay. After closing the try block, you need to write catch. A catch consisting of argument like exception, class name, object reference. Exception, what type of exception? So that is, I said, all exceptions in having the classes in Java. So what type of exception? That is a class name, and those class name reference, object reference has to be mentioned. And within this catch block, you are going to write the error message. Error message, what type of error it is? Means you are displaying the error, what type of error it is there. So handling the exception by using the try and catch blocks. The try block must be associated with at least one catch block or finally block. This is very important. You need to write at least one catch block, or you can write multiple catch blocks also, or at least finally block. So the try is always associated with one catch or at least finally block. So remember this. Okay. So whenever exceptions occurs in a program, okay, suppose whenever an exception is occur in a program, then the object of related exception class is created by Java virtual machine and passed to exceptional handler. That is a catch block. Means whatever the try exception is occurred, that will be passed to the exception handler, catch block, and exceptional handler code is executed. So this is what happening. Okay, so in generally, if you take the C program, in C exceptions is not there, right or wrong? I think you are already learned the C programming, so their exception is not there. Okay, in C exception is not there. If if error is occurred, suppose if error is occurred, the system will show errors or hang, or you will get a wrong output. We say the system is getting some error, or it is the output is getting hanged, means the system is getting hanged, or it displays the wrong messages. You don't know whether it is right or wrong, or you are going to accept that. There is a drawback in the C, because it doesn't know how to handle the exception. But the Java programming knows how to handle the exception by using these try, catch blocks, finally, throws keywords. The Java program is going to handle the exceptions so that the program will run without hanging up, and okay, what type of error it is getting, that is also clearly displayed. Okay, so this is just an introduction part of the exception handling. So in the next video, we will see the two types of exceptions, checked and unchecked exceptions. Okay, after that we will work on the programs. So how to handle the exceptions, how the exceptions are helpful us to understand the type of, what type of errors the user is, how the user is able to understand if any error is there. Okay, that we will all see in the next video. Thank you.